him.
I want to watch the news.
Are you making headway at least?
This is the news.
Schmack-a-magob, it is time for the only news that matters, and Dave Lombardo, the legendary former Slayer drummer and current man behind the kit for extreme metal project Empire State Bastards, has come to the defense of Metallica's icon, Lars Ulrich. Speaking exclusively to Metal Hammer, Lombardo is robust in his answer as to whether he feels Ulrich gets unfairly dismissed as a drummer by many metal fans. He says, absolutely. I saw Mario de Blantyre recently talking about Lars, saying some kind words. I feel Lars is an essential part of the band. Anybody else, and it just won't sound the same. I admonish the people who talk shit about him. I don't like that. You have to embrace who Lars is and his contribution to Metallica's sound. They're such an inspirational band, and everybody wants to be as big as they are. And you can only do that by taking risks. They shock people when they cut their hair or whatever, but it was part of their evolution, and they clearly knew what they were doing. I love that they're still out there kicking ass. Lombardo also discussed his favorite of his drumming contemporaries, naming one artist in particular from the Bay Area icons, and he always had the utmost respect for. Says, there were some great drummers. I can just pinpoint one. You admire bands with a good drummer, but for me, Tom Hunting from Exodus was the first I saw when we left LA and went to San Francisco. I saw them and was like, this guy is a badass. And you know what? He still is. We played a show with those guys in Testament, and the guy is stronger than ever. He made an amazing comeback after his illness. Hunting had stomach cancer. And I'm proud of him. And I'm so happy to have seen these guys as many times as I have. Earlier this year, Gojira's Mario de Blantyre spoke about Lars Ulrich as a drummer, stating, we need to bring some justice for him because it's not about moving tempo-wise. It's what he creates in the past. I'm a bit tired of seeing all these conversations about Lars because what he did create is quite unique. Listen to Injustice for All. It's amazing. It's very physical what he brought to the table back in the day, you know? Playing without shirts and doing all these faces and standing up behind the kit is almost more important than the rest, he added. Well, personally I wouldn't go that far. It's about the drumming. I don't care if he stands up, plays without a shirt, and all that crap. But I do agree with all these guys, man. I love Lars Ulrich, and let me tell you, I'm not one of these Metallica sheep, because I don't like a lot of Metallica music. But man, what Lars did on those first 3 albums, I see nothing wrong with Motor Breath, Disposable Heroes, Battery, Fight Fire with Fire, For Whom the Bell Tolls, that unique drumming he did back then, and Creeping Death. I remember, man, I was a Metallica fan from the beginning, before Ride the Lightning was out. I knew them before Kill 'Em All. I knew the Metal Massacre and the No Life to Leather. And then, back then, I was really into not only Metallica, but all these underground bands like Merciful Fate and Celtic Frost and Raven and all this stuff that was bubbling in the underground back then. And I followed Metallica. Ride the Lightning came out, fell in love with it. Master of Puppets came out, fell in love with it. And I didn't know not one soul, not one metalhead back then that didn't love Lars. Everybody loved Lars back then. Lars was the one that was liked the most in Metallica back then. He was kind of like the spokesperson, always out there, and you know, and he loved the new wave of British heavy metal, and all the metal fans that were into Metallica loved those bands too. So there was this, you know, this kinship we all had with Lars, man. I didn't know him, but I knew he was the president of the Motorhead fan club before, you know, he was famous. And that alone, it's like, damn, Lars is badass, you know? And, you know, Metallica did a lot of stuff I didn't like. I don't blame Lars. I blame them all. But you know what? I don't care. It's what he did on those first 3 albums. I'm eternally grateful to Lars Ulrich. I will never, ever badmouth the guy because what he did afterwards, I don't care. I really don't care. To me, the first 3 albums is all that matters, but I also loved Hardwired, and I loved his drumming on that album, too. I love what he does on Spit Out the Bone, Hardwired, Atlas Rise. I love that Now That We're Dead. I love all that stuff, man. A lot of people don't. He is not technically great. He is definitely no Dave Lombardo, that's for sure. But what he does is perfect. You know? I mean, what he does on the albums I don't like, that doesn't really count for me, man. Because it's like the whole song. It's not just, you know, the drums. You know, so... But what works, you know? I mean, I wasn't into 72 Seasons, but damn, that Lux Eterna. I love that song, and I love what Lars is doing on the drums. People don't. That's fine. I love it. And I'm with Dave Lombardo, man. The guy deserves, you know, more. Yeah, I mean, I think, you know, he should. It's just so trendy to hate on Metallica and Lars, and you know, people will never give that band a chance. I did. I always gave him a chance, and it always. Unlike Hardwired, every other album that I tried to give a chance to, they always let me down. You know? Blackened is the last great song they ever did, I think. I don't think they ever did a song better than Blackened, and I love Blackened, I love Dyer's Eve. Not a big fan of Injustice for All. Oh yeah, I like One, the popular song. But yeah, the Black Album, the Loads, the what was else? Death, Pathetic, and Insane Anger, all that stuff, I gave a chance to, and ended up not liking none of them. And then when Hardwired came out, I was like, whoa, this is awesome. Though there are a lot of people who don't like it. Okay, that's fine. I love it. Lars is, you know, quite a doofus, though. I mean, if you watch interviews, he is annoying. I will admit that. When he starts, like, you know, trying to make a joke out of downplaying how horrible Metallica is. It's like, he's been doing those jokes since the 80s, and it's like, it wasn't funny then, it isn't funny now. Hey, we're Metallica, who let us in here? You know, he's always doing these downplaying Metallica, like, oh, we're not good enough to be the biggest band in the world. He does that every damn interview I've seen. Constantly, you know, he's dorky. He does talk very dorky-like. And, yeah, I don't like why. That's the one thing, you know. People bash Lars for his drumming. I bash him for his interviews. Well, I mean, I don't watch Lars interviews anymore because they're all so, I don't know. I like seeing him interviewed about bands. Like, I know, like, the Anvil DVD extras had Lars on. He's in the movie too, and those Inside LA videos. He does a lot of interviews, and I can't wait till that Armored Saint comes out where they get interviewed about the Armored Saint. I like hearing Lars talk about like other bands. You know, I don't like to hear him getting interviewed for Metallica. Well, that's it. What do you all think? Leave it in the comments below. Lars haters, Lars lovers, Lars people are like, whatever, I like some of it. You know? I don't care about technical bullshit. I want the song to be good. Just like Ozzy Osbourne is not a better singer than Ronnie James Dio, but I prefer Ozzy and Sabbath. And so on. So tell me what you think in the comments below. And thank you for watching The Only News That Matters. And please subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and ring that little notification bell. I really would appreciate it. And in case you are subscribed, make sure you're still subscribed. Because people are telling me that they're getting unsubscribed for no reason. And that blows, man. So make sure you're still subscribed. If not, please smash that subscribe button. Come on back, all right? And like the video. It's good for the YouTube algorithms. So stay frosty. Listen to Black Sabbath and smack 'em a gob.
Farewell and adieu to you fair Spanish ladies. Farewell and adieu, you ladies of Spain. For we've received orders for to sail back to Boston. And so never more shall we see you again.